make albums by the day. Is there much more I can say? Ball it up on the court like every day. Well, I shoot for 3, yeah, my name's Jay.
Hey, what's up, y'all? You guys, boy Josh, aka YouBeenNubified. Welcome to my newest series. I really don't know, I have a name for it. Been thinking about it. I think it's going to be called Remembered. So, if we're going to stick with that, our first character, or player, in Remembered, is Len Bias. So basically, what this series is about is that I'm going to take players that never made it into the NBA, and remember, made it's going to be in quotations, so made it meaning they never got the chance to actually be in the NBA, never played a game in the NBA, or they just never made it, like they never were what they expected to be, like say Adam Morrison. He was, I forget what pick he was selected, but he was supposed to be amazing in the NBA, but you know, just things didn't turn out. But you know, let's stick on to the story of Len Bias. Most of you probably already know it, but let's get to it. So basically, Leonard Kevin Bias, with Len for short, was born on November 18th, 1963, in Landover, Maryland. He graduated from Northwestern High School and later moved on to the University of Maryland. He amazed fans with his size, leaping ability, and overall skill of the game. In his senior season, Bias averaged 23 points per game, along with adding 7 rebounds per game, and ended up being a first-team All-American. He ended up going into the 1986 NBA draft, being awarded the ACC Athlete of the Year and the ACC Player of the Year in 1986. Len had been drafted 2nd overall by the reigning champions, the Boston Celtics. Sadly, the next day, Bias had been seen driving in a local drug neighborhood around the area of the University of Maryland. He had then gone to an off-campus gathering where it was said that he had taken in a dose of cocaine, which had caused him to go into cardiac arrest. At 8:55 a.m. on June 19, 1986, Bias was pronounced dead. Some say that if Bias was still alive today, he would have helped the Celtics to continue their run of championships in the 1980s. Okay, now the story time is over. I get to talk to you guys about my opinions on Len Bias. So, Len Bias was 6'8", 210 pounds, and man, he was a beast. I was watching his highlight tapes. Man, just a crazy leaping ability. I tried to create Len to be as perfect as possible. I mean, I tried to give him the best dunk packages that would fit him at least, because you know nobody in the 1980s are going to be doing 360 through the leg, slamma-jamma ding-dongs. It's not going to be possible. Like, nobody thought of that. But yeah, so I created Len, 6'8", 210, his exact stats. I try to get his jump shot. He has a really high release. He has a good mid-range game and all that other stuff, you know. But man, one reason why I chose the 1986 Celtics to go off against the Hawks at that exact time period is because I thought that Len Bias was kind of a mirror image of Dominique Wilkins. I know it's kind of weird to say that because like they're from the exact same time period, but I think that Bias would have had the exact power that Dominique would have had. I feel that he would have had the exact same game style. And the reason I'm saying this is because when I watched those highlight tapes, when I was thinking of this idea, I went straight to Len Bias. I was like, alright, let's see what he can do. And it was just mid-range shot. Huge dunk, huge block. And what made me amazed is that this guy at 6'8", I mean, it's kind of weird because I was amazed by his jump shot. It was just a high release, crazy high. And that's not it. His dunks were out of this world. I mean, I know they're just two-hand slams, but I was watching, as you just saw, a reverse dunk. He got an inbound steal, I believe it was, and he went right to the hole. He turned around. He didn't care the contact. He just went straight up with 2 hands, turned around, and slammed it down reverse. You know, man, it's sad that Bias' career was cut short. I mean, it was literally the day after he got drafted, the day after his dream was fulfilled of making it into the NBA. He made a wrong decision and decided to take his own life by doing drugs. And you know, guys, I'm never gonna do any of that stuff when I'm older. I know some of you guys may do it. I know it's kind of sad to say, but you know, I just think those things are wrong. Those things are wrong for me. I know you guys can do what you want. You do what you want with your own lives. I'm not stopping you. But right here, I want to let you guys know my opinion on the actual overall Celtics. Like I said in the little intro, story time, whatever thing. People would have said that Bias would have helped the Celtics to continue on their run of finals appearances in the 1980s. This is the thing for me. Bias was a small forward. Larry Bird is a small forward. So they're going to have to take one person out of the starting lineup if they were going to start Bias. So I believe their starting lineup was Dennis Johnson, R.I.P. I believe Danny Ainge was at shooting guard. Then Larry Bird. Then the amazing post presence Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish, of course. So this is what I'm thinking. Who would they start at small forward? I mean, I don't know if Larry could have played shooting guard. I mean, he's 6'8". They would have had a lot of height. That would have been amazing. But I don't know who they would have played. I don't know if they would have had Bias coming off the bench on his first year. But they had Ainge at small forward, or shooting guard, and Bird at small forward, and then Kevin McHale at power forward. So what would they do? Would they have Bias destroy Kevin McHale at power forward? I mean, like, I don't think that would happen because Kevin McHale could be said as one of the best post players of all time. I don't think they would do that. Larry Bird, one of the best three-point shooters, one of the best shooters, one of the best players of all time. Sorry for speeding up on you guys. But look at that, he's brushing off his shoulders. But yeah, I don't know who they would replace because Bias is huge, Bird is huge, McHale's huge, Parrish is huge. Why would they replace any of them? So this is what I'm thinking. If I was the coach at that time, I would have probably put Bias on the bench. I would have developed him. I would have made sure he is the beast that they say he is. And look at that spin move off of Dominique. And that's why I put him at small forward. I put him at small forward and put Bird at shooting guard because I wanted Bias to face off against Dominique this game. So what would be awesome if you guys would tell me in the comment section down below, what position would you have thought Len Bias would have played at? Alright, so fun fact, just to let you guys know, I know there was a 30 for 30 film made about Len Bias, and I believe it was called Remembering Bias or something like that. Yeah, I never saw it. You see, my original plan was to debut the series with another player. But you know, I didn't think anybody knew who Hook Mitchell was. So I thought, everybody knows who Len Bias is. I'm going to debut the series with Len Bias. So I basically gave away the second player in the next episode. It's going to be Hook Mitchell. So if you guys want to look up some information on Hook, go ahead and do that. He's an amazing player, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys about him in the next episode. But as this video comes to a close, it's becoming a clutch game right here. Bias is at the free throw line, and he sinks that free throw, putting up the Celtics 91 to, I believe, 86. And then the final score is 93 to 86. And you're going to see final stats of the game. Bias ended up having 40 points, and Dominique had 38. So thanks for watching, guys. You already know who it is. It's your boy Josh, a.k.a. YouBeenNubified. And here is your player of the game, Len Bias. Peace.